toast. Come on. Don't talk, baby, just move with me. Take a sip, kinda got you feeling dizzy. It's alright with me, it's alright with you. Don't talk, baby, just move with me.
Hey, brother. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. How's things?
And everything is blessed, everything is lovely, man. You know,
good,
out
man.
here in the vibe, the vibe central.
Certainly. Well, you just came off stage, and that was, you know, what's it like sharing the stage with so many great people? I mean, you got Bobby Brown, Ralph, Johnny Gill on whilst we speak right now, and before you was it Adina Howard? And we had
It's kind of like
Montel
the pre-game before a basketball game when you see like the little kids go up and they let them like shoot hoops. You know what I mean? And then the real team comes on. Nah, I'm just playing.
Exactly.
No, I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan. So
yeah.
It's kind of surreal for me to think, you know, it's been 15 years since the beginning of the game, but literally that long since the time that I started out listening to these records, the headphones, back then they were called Walkmans.
Exactly.
And you still listen to cassette tapes and still had vinyl and stuff. So my thing is like, you know, we were listening to these things and just literally gave me the push and the energy to believe in myself and to say I'm going to do that because I see something in them that I know I have. You know? So absolutely, to see it all happen in front of me on stage in real life is that, you know, it's not the first time I've seen them live, but it's definitely to see them years later, and especially after Bobby's been through so much personally, and so much has been revealed to the world. You know, he's very naked to the world right now. Everyone really feels the spirit behind the history of this Scoop New Edition, as well as all the people, you know, that I got down with tonight. RL, you know what I mean, from Next
himself.
You know what I mean? They got my man, writer extraordinaire, as well as just such a beautiful soul and spirit, wonderful, true head.
Worked with many great people as well. He's worked with Jaheim, I think Destiny's Child, many people.
Yes.
But
yes.
I want to just go back to your performance. You obviously you had all your classics there, but you also had a little Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, I did a little
with you, and anyone you know,
big up Michael Jackson.
That had any doubts about John B should have had that version because that was, you know, a great version. It really showed your vocal talent.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
You know, to do a song like that.
To be singing that song for years as a kid, you know, growing up and trying to imitate. I remember my grandparents had this little karaoke machine, and that was one of the songs that was on there.
Sure.
Put the 8-track tape in there and said, I wanna run with you.
Exactly.
You know,
you heard it first. You heard it first. Live backstage. I want to go back to, you know, you talked about that your grandparents, your childhood. I knew you had a very musical background.
Yes, sir.
You know, you listened to a lot of a variety of music. You learned to play the keyboard at a very young age, piano, drums as well. So, what influence was that background and that musical background, the variety of music that you had? What influence was that on the music that you put out today?
I think the sexiness of it at a young age. It was like all of a sudden I was writing songs about I want to make love to you at 9 or 10 years old. You're like, but you don't want to make love, you know what I mean? Like nothing. But it was the embodiment of the sexiness in a song like, if you want my money and you think I'm sexy, come from sugar.
Getting a live performance there. I hope you guys are appreciating that back there. You know, I'm telling you.
Funk and natural rhythm, and it just immediately. I mean, I remember literally Rod Stewart's "If You Want My Money and You Think I'm Sexy" was one of the first songs that got heavy rotation in my house.
Sure.
My dad had these speakers, and the way it sounded, I still remember. The cacao, you know what I mean? Just so I was in Studio 54, man, by myself. Like at 12 years old.
You're a music person at the moment. You can feel it everywhere.
You know what I'm talking about. Everybody who's over 30, you know what I'm talking about.
That's it. Your voice has been compared a lot to that of Babyface's.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I know you've worked with Babyface.
Yeah.
So that must be quite an accolade. And what was it like working with an amazing accolade to be compared with Babyface?
Absolutely. You know, he grew up as one of the first persons in music, so first people in music that I immediately identified because I felt like our texture was somewhat similar, just off of natural speak. Even people that heard us speak, they're like, just kind of soft-spoken like Kenny, you know, or whatever. And we had these this chemistry that was so natural, but at the same time, it wasn't an outward kind of. It didn't take a lot of effort for me to try to sing like him. It was like we naturally had a similar thing, and being that I was a huge fan of him growing up, it kind of was the only real singer. Besides, I would say like Ralph Tresvant, and at the time there was someone like Albie Shore. But I mean, there wasn't too many soft singers, sort of crooner cats that wrote their music and just had a statement to say and allowed it to be that. You know, you had Michael Jackson, you had these really loud situations, but big stars, but people like Babyface were just kind of in the scene and they had a tasteful record. It's No Crime came out and I heard that and I was like, who's this guy? You know, at the same time Special Ed, you know what I mean, came out. And so, you know, I had my eyes on the hip hop and I had my eyes on the R&B, but I was in 9th grade when those records came out, man. I'm a true head of the 1989, that Renaissance time of music. The first year of 1990, when groups like Truth and New Edition and Rude Boys and Low Key, you know. And
that was proper music.
Okay, you know what I mean?
It was like the New Jack Swing era.
Blackstreet, you know,
exactly.
Guy, all of them.
You know, we owe a lot to that era of music, most certainly. Go on about your albums. You've had several albums out there, and my favourite album I think was One Pleasure You Like.
Oh wow, thank you.
Yeah, I mean that was my favourite album.
Yeah.
It was
Faith Evans on there.
Most certainly, that's what I'm going to go on about. Like, it was critically acclaimed, publicly appreciated and acclaimed as well. Faith Evans, as you said, Nas and a few other artists.
Nas on there, man.
But,
you know, and
I just want to ask you, there was only one single actually released from it. What was the reason for that?
Don't Talk. I saw people out in the audience enjoying, you know, and you know, if I could go to New York City and go to a club in New York City and they play that joint and nobody everybody's rocking like it's a new song that came out, man. I mean, I'm sitting there going, wait, I thought they would start standing still going, this song's old, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, it's classic music lives on, it doesn't have an age, and it just really stands the test of time, and so I've just kind of watched it all happen, you know. And rather than trying to think or redo anything, and try to think too hard about what I need to do next or how I need to reinvent myself, I think just live life and appreciate life to the fullest, man. And my next little journey will be revealed to me, whatever that
is. Most definitely. Well, we look forward to that next journey, the next episode, and thanks for taking time out.
Thank you so much, brother.
We appreciate
Big up to you, man. Everybody.
Gonna be in the house. You're going to see more of this guy. Thank you.